Hey beautiful, welcome back or to my channel. For those of you who have no idea who I am, my name is Mariah Sky. I am a confidence and spiritual coach on here to share things that I have learned on my journey in hopes to inspire you on yours, okay? So we're gonna talk about the blessings and the lessons, and we're gonna teach each other how to be kinder to ourselves along the way. So in this channel, I feel like transparency and being open to discussion is key, because we're going to get into some topics that might be a little bit difficult for us to actually talk about, but we're going to get into it and we're going to talk about it, okay? So some of you might not know this, but the most important part of your journey is your journey to self-love and discovery, okay? So if you are living your life for everyone else, I'm telling you right now that you're doing it wrong, and I hope that that's okay to say. The reason why I say this is because you have to get into a space where you are putting yourself first. But I know that could be difficult, especially when you have trouble loving yourself, when you have trouble accepting yourself, when you have trouble viewing yourself as worthy of a good, fulfilling life, right? So it's all about perception. What is your perception of yourself? How do you view yourself? Do you truly love yourself? And I know it sounds cliche, right? When people say, in order to love others, you must first love yourselves. But how valid does that become when you're in relationships with other people and you find it difficult to break those walls down, to love this person, to trust this person, to give that person affection, or to receive that affection from others? Okay, that has a lot to do with everything going on in here, all you, okay? So we're gonna unravel that. We're gonna figure it out together. We're gonna talk about how important it is to love yourself. And one of the things that I want you guys to know is that self-love is not selfish. So if you're somebody who has a big family and you are the main provider, and you feel like if you take the time out to love yourself or to do something for yourself, that would make you a selfish person, that is not true. And I want you to really get rid of these ideas, these limiting beliefs that we place on ourselves, and these like high expectations that we place on ourselves that are just not fair. Right? So we want to kind of unpack these things together, and we are going to do that today because it starts with you. It starts within yourself. It starts with how you view yourself. And if you're not loving on yourself right, a lot of things are not going to unfold the way that you would like them to. And I don't want that for you. I know I don't want it for me. I would never want to see you struggling simply because you won't give yourself the opportunity to love yourself. Okay? So let's talk about it. I have a Palo Santo lit, and I just wanted to kind of set our intentions for today's video together. So may we be open to receiving the message. May we accept that there can be things that we can change, and there's nothing wrong with that. May we understand that we as humans are imperfect, and may we be open to receiving the blessings in the lessons that we learn. May we not beat ourselves up for not being where we want to be, but realize that we can get there, and we will. All right, amen. I know a lot of you guys have probably heard that we are our own worst critics, right? And why is that? I think that a lot of times we are so judgmental of ourselves, and it's really hard for us to let go of that judgy side or that negative self-talk because it's been years in the making, right? We don't realize the monsters, the mini monsters that we create and let fester around our heart space, our mind space, that kind of make us feel differently about ourselves. As the years go by and you continuously tell yourself these negative things, these things become real, right? So the same way with law of attraction, it's like you're attracting that negative energy. You're attracting those negative things to yourself. You believe them to be true, so they become true. And that is so unfortunate, right? So if somebody tells you you're beautiful and you spent so many years calling yourself the opposite, when they tell you that, you're not going to really receive it. You'll receive it with a grain of salt. In your mind, you might say to yourself, yeah, okay. as opposed to saying, thank you so much, and actually believing that you're beautiful and saying, wow, this person is a reflection of me. They're seeing my beauty because I see their beauty, and being appreciative of that exchange, that positive exchange. It's really hard for you to do that when you're constantly putting yourself down. I want you to be completely honest with yourself right now in terms of your self-esteem. If we were calculating it on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most confident, to 1 being not confident at all, where do you lie on this scale currently? Think about it. Where have you lied on this scale for the majority of your life? Think about it. Now, have you been in the same place for all of your life? Or have you noticed a drastic drop in your self-esteem over the past few years? Think about the things that have happened, the things that have taken place in your life to make you feel that lack of confidence. What factors helped in deteriorating that self-esteem? Maybe something didn't work out in the way that you had hoped, and it made you think less of yourself. Maybe you made a mistake and you still have trouble forgiving yourself for making that mistake. Maybe you were in a really toxic relationship and constantly bullied by this person made you believe that what they were saying about you was true. Maybe it was just how you viewed yourself for so long, like I said earlier, that this is just who you've decided you are. And you've given up trying to change that. Whatever it is that brought you to this place on the scale, think about where you would actually like to be on the scale. If you'd like to be at that 10. Or if you're okay with being over here or over here. Or maybe even just here. If you're okay with it, I ask you, why are you okay with it? Why are you okay with not being as confident as you probably should be? Why have you gotten so comfortable in feeling so low about yourself? See, we have to realize that it's important to forgive ourselves for past mistakes. And it's important to not necessarily forget the things that we've been through, but release them or release ourselves from them so that we don't continue to live in the past. And these are topics that, of course, we can really, really unpack in other videos because it's more than just letting go for a lot of the situations that you might have been through. But I ask you, do you want to continue living your life in that past? Do you want to continue living your life not forgiving yourself for your mistakes? Do you want to always feel the way that you feel about yourself? What about your love life? If you're somebody who is frustrated and you feel like you keep meeting the same kind of person and it's like, I'm going through the same toxic situation, or this person is just reminding me so much of something that I don't want to attract, and you keep attracting it, is it maybe because that's all you think you can attract? This is something worth really thinking about. Really dig deep, really reflect. Are you attracting the kind of person that you think you deserve? Because if that's the case, then maybe it's time you really revisit what it is you think you deserve. And that doesn't even have to just apply to your love life. It can be any situation. Are you attracting what you think you deserve? Is that why you're in the position that you're in? Is that why you're not seeing yourself the way you wish to see yourself? Is that why you're not as healthy as you would like to be? Is it because you don't believe that you deserve to be there? Because if it is, then it's absolutely time to change your perspective of yourself. It's all about how you're viewing yourself. It's all about how you're taking care of yourself. It's all about those conversations that you have in private with yourself. What are you telling yourself? Are you nourishing your mind, your body, your soul with the things that you're speaking onto yourself? Are you speaking life and love and positivity into your life? Or are you just pouring in more toxins? Are you pouring in more negativity? Are you pouring in more sense of worthlessness? Are you pouring in more ugly, if you will? If that's the case, we gotta really turn that around, right? Every negative can be met with a positive. So anytime you see yourself saying something pretty nasty to yourself, like something that you wouldn't even say to a friend or somebody that you don't even necessarily like that much, you would have the guts to say it to that person. Why are you saying it to yourself? Think twice. If you catch yourself saying something nasty to yourself, think about 2 things you can tell yourself that are good. For every negative that you tell yourself 2 positives. Something that makes you boost that confidence in yourself. We can change. We have the ability to change the life that we live, right? We have the ability to change the way that we think, the way that we feel. Give yourself that power back, because you've taken it from yourself by giving all the power to the negative talk, by giving all your power to your past, by giving all your power to the naysayers in your life that have made you feel like, you know what, they're right, they're wrong. And prove them wrong by proving to yourself that you got this, that you are capable, that you are beautiful. And that beauty doesn't only mean what's out here. It has everything to do with what's in here, Are you feeding your mind with beautiful things? Maybe that's why you don't feel so beautiful. Maybe you need more beauty up here, in here, right? Nourish yourself with good things. Stop feeding yourself things that you wouldn't feed to your family or friends. Stop telling yourself things that you wouldn't have the guts to say to even people that you don't really like that much. When you dig deeper and you actually start to see yourself for who you truly are, or who you actually can become, there's a sense of hope that starts to build, right? And it opens up your heart space. Because some of you guys might have your heart space closed to even yourself. Open it up by believing that it's possible, 1, and 2, that you're deserving of it. It's, again, not a walk in the park. It's not going to be something that happens overnight. You're not going to roll out of bed tomorrow and look in the mirror if you're somebody who is insecure and go, you look great with the bed head and the no makeup, or, whatever it is. It's not like that. I'm not going to lie to you and say that after watching this video, you're going to be so empowered that you're never going to have a negative thought again. I have negative thoughts, but you can replace them. And you can tell yourself that they're not true, because you know they're not true, because you begin to see yourself differently. And that happens with you building your self-esteem, with you working on these things, with you really reflecting and letting go of the things that are holding you back, the things that are making you feel these ways about yourself. See them, acknowledge that they exist, acknowledge why they exist, and find the lie in what you believed to be true for so long. Start there. Start with replacing those negative thoughts with 2 positive ones. Start there. Start small, baby steps. Small steps lead to big results. Okay? So I hope that helped. And again, this is not going to be the last time we talk about self-love, because it is a journey that is endless, because every day you're on this earth, you are learning new things about yourself. You're learning things that you like about yourself. You're learning things that you don't like about yourself. And it's all about what you do with that information. What do you do when you learn something about yourself that you go, "Ooh, oh my God, I don't really like that"? Do you just accept it and say, well, that's me? Or do you say, no, you know what? I don't like that, but I have the ability to change it. And I don't want it to affect how I view myself, because I'm working hard to view myself in a better light, right? Giving yourself that opportunity to change the way you view yourself, to actually love the skin that you're in, to actually love the person that you are in the inside. Okay, so try those things. Remember, small steps, big results. Don't give up on yourself when things get hard. Nothing worth having comes to you easy. So remember that when you feel like you're struggling, and stay encouraged. Till next time, love you guys. Peace out.